Let's talk to the boys. Oh, there they are. Hey, guys, how are you? New York Rick always comes on with a look like he's being forced to be here.
It feels like he can't hear us right now.
Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. That was it. I'm sitting there, and up to the last possible second is when they start sending me audio. I have no
what you get.
Why is that, Frank?
Classic Frank.
Of what's going on.
Frank, why is that? Why do you wait till the last possible second? It was all Frank, yeah. I know. That's why I said, Frank, why do you
I love how we're starting that. No, today I felt like you could wait.
Okay. By the way, the look is coming in nicely. I like the level, like we're at here, the length, the beard. No? You don't like it?
More beard.
I think this
more
is
hair.
This all feels very uniform. What do you think, GC?
Yeah, I think he's starting to look good. I think he looks similar to someone else.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Current stage.
Who's that?
What do you mean?
Me?
What do you mean start? What do you mean starting to look good? What does that mean?
Yes, this is very much. The hair is actually longer than I like it, but the beard length is pretty.
It looks like he's doing an Ariel Helwani impression right now with the beard length.
It is weird.
Hair length. It's
How dare you?
Wow.
How dare you?
It's spot on.
But this will not stay. There will be more hair to come for sure.
Right.
Let's hope so.
Nice jersey.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
About to get going.
The Bravos, yes.
Delayed right now. A little rain in Atlanta.
A little rain. Okay, all right. Wish you guys the best. I'm not watching the baseball playoffs anymore. I'm not sure if you heard. I was very appreciative as I was at the game. Or actually, I was leaving with my kids, trying to console my kids. New York Rick sends me the graph, the 99% graph. That's it. That's all he sends me. I'm like, oh, thanks, bud.
No, that's not the conversation. We were texting about something else. You say, oh boy, and then you mention the Blue Jays, right? So you bring it up, and then I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really going to say anything.
Did you have to send the
why
graph?
don't you take a look at this? Yeah, I did. I thought it was great.
I was watching live, was thinking of you.
Thank you.
Didn't text on purpose, didn't know the mood, how you were feeling, so didn't want to rub it in.
I feel like a little bit ago we had a debate about this. I forget what sports team this was about, where it was like, do you text or do you not text?
Or was it the Frank touching the knee after losing the bet thing?
No. It was something other.
I think that's what it was. You console someone after they lose a bet or not.
It might have actually been the Bills. I think it was the Bills in the
Bills-Dolphins game?
Playoffs. No, in the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs last year.
That was before my Bills fandom.
Yeah.
I think I had a Chiefs.
Now you're all in. I feel like you're all in.
That might have been.
I wake up on Sunday mornings, immediately put on my Zubaz pants, my Von Miller jersey. Jersey curse is dead, by the way, for everyone, even suspecting it out there. 2 in a row out there. And if I leave the house, I have my, my buffalo hat with the horns.
You have that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I went and picked up wings on Sunday from a Bills bar. They have Bills helmets around the name, Bonnie's Grill in Brooklyn. Shout out to them. Great wings. In my Zubaz, in my Bills jersey, and everyone was like, giving me head nods, telling me what's up. I was like, I'm just here for the year, but yeah, what's up?
Blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese.
Not even a
Extra
question.
blue cheese. We've had this discussion. Come on.
I also have my jersey on Sundays. So
which jersey?
Yes, Frank got a jersey. I forgot.
Yeah.
Which jersey?
My wife got me an all black Allen jersey.
Wow, all black.
All black.
Little alt. They don't wear.
Yeah.
I like
how
that.
how countercultural of you, Frank.
Yeah.
That's Frank's style. He only wears black though.
That's true.
We work in production. Anyway.
Him and Rick, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Rick. Nice.
That's true. By the way, speaking of haircuts, I heard that Frank is very particular about his haircuts.
Oh, I thought we were going to get into the commenting on everyone's haircuts. Yes, he is. He can tell you more about it.
Frank?
Yeah, I get a haircut.
He needs to hit this parlay or he's not going to be able to get it.
How much do your haircuts cost on average?
It doesn't
honest,
matter,
Frank.
but they're $175.
$175? There's no way they're $175. And where do you go?
The tweeners. Don't forget he gets the tweeners in between the main haircuts.
What does the tweeners mean?
I do just a fade for 80 on the
Just a
off
touch-up.
weeks. Yeah.
Get things right.
How many people work on your hair at the same time?
Really, it's one.
It's not a multiple team effort.
Why are we
multiple
doing this?
I heard about it. I kept it in the back pocket. I felt like people needed to know.
Yeah, he had been drinking
Now
one
that I
night
know
and he gave me a full
Costa
breakdown.
could do haircuts for free, I might just go to him.
Wow. You would have never let Costa do that to you.
Absolutely not.
No. Wait, so one day he spilt the beans on the hair?
Yeah. We were actually watching a Bills game, that Monday night game against the Titans.
Oh, right. And he just told, and you were blown away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I go to a place in Brooklyn, not much to cut, but they spend a long time on it. It's only like, $60 after tip. So
Yeah.
his cost was pretty drastic. Sometimes I'm not ashamed to say it. If I'm in a pinch, I'll go do the $15 special at the Great Clubs.
Yeah, but sometimes that could be, detrimental.
Oh, it's dicey.
Yeah.
It's dicey for sure.
I mean, it could take months to fix that mistake.
I don't have good enough hair.
There's a middle ground though between Great Clips and $170 haircut.
Yeah.
There's somewhere in between there.
I think that's where I fall now. A nice barber in Brooklyn.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Alex Volkanovski joining us in 9 minutes here. So
should probably get on with this parlay.
Yes. Enough haircut talk out of you, Frank. What do we got? We got UFC. We got a little boxing.
Little boxing. Deontay Wilder is under the minus 1,000 threshold.
Here it is.
Yes, here we go. Let's hit the randomizer here.
Has it been fixed?
Wow.
Wow.
Rick, Ariel, Frank, Connor, there is your order.
Did the guy hit you up after?
He did. He did. He said he was very complimentary. Thank you so much for doing it. Loved seeing it on the show. He said he's working out the kinks. Busy man.
All right.
Hattie. He said it's pronounced like Caddy. So shout out to Hattie. So Rick, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Gonna keep it simple. We're going with Pete Rodriguez here.
You can't do that to Mike Jackson.
Yeah, I definitely can do that. I definitely can do that.
Do you think this is the end of the Mike Jackson era in the UFC? Lasted probably 5 years.
I'll be honest,
longer.
I can't believe it's lasted this long.
What an era it was.
It's amazing that he's still around. I think it's incredible. I'm actually openly rooting for him. I think that's allowed. He's a media member. I'm allowed to root for him.
Yeah, I think you can support him for sure.
One of the craziest things, and I can't. I talk to GC about it all the time. I don't think he even cares anymore. But every single time I see him, I think about the person who parlayed Chris Cyborg and Mike Jackson and won a lot I think about every single time I see GC because it's the craziest thing of all time.
And put a lot of money on it too.
We're going with Pete Rodriguez. That's the pick.
Good job.
That's the pick, huh? All right.
Yeah, this had already been spoiled for me.
By the way, that good job from Frank is like his involvement in our text threads. Like it's like 3 minutes later, and it's just sort of generic. Good job! Exclamation
I have a thumbs
point.
up right now that you can't see.
Do you have a sunglasses emoji face?
That's the best one because it's
Frank,
what is the actual expression? It's hidden.
I've also hung out with Frank numerous times outside of the show. I don't think I've ever once seen him wear sunglasses.
It's amazing. I guess I'm next, and I'm looking at some of these boxing odds. Clarissa Shields minus 136, Michaela Mayer minus 320. I'm allowed to go boxing, right?
Sure. If you please. Katie Taylor minus 6,000. That's not for a couple weeks though.
Yeah. Sky Nicholson minus 8,000. There's also Deontay Wilder. You said you recommended Wilder, huh?
I think he's gonna win.
I don't know if I like any of these UFC ones, to be honest with you. The one I was looking at was
the champ in 6 minutes.
Joe Anderson Brito was the one I was looking at.
Okay.
You like that one?
I don't know.
Is this your pick?
Short notice. Lucas Alexander, short notice. Don't know too much about him.
I'm going to go with Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer is fighting overseas.
Wow.
Minus 320. Why are you laughing?
I'm seeing minus 280. I'm blown away at how low the odds are for you.
Plus 230. Alicia I think Mayer wins.
Yeah.
Rick, your thoughts?
I dig that. I
Thumbs up.
dig that. And I like you going to boxing. I dig that a lot.
Yeah, there it is. Michaela Mayer. All right. So
Nice.
for all you people who say I only pick super duper favorites.
Minus 280.
You thought it was lower.
Yeah.
This is going to be a victory lap type moment for you if she
I
pulls
think
off
so.
the win. All right, Frank.
All right, so last time I picked the first fight of the prelim, and it
Ruined
didn't
our
go
whole night.
well. So I decided this time I'm going to pick the second fight in the prelim. Go with Supernova himself, Tatsuro Taira.
Wow.
Love that pronunciation.
That was
Nice.
incredible.
That
Just
was
want to
nice.
mention he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Only one
Frank
fight in the UFC.
Frank loves the O. Frank definitely loves the O.
Wow. Okay, there you have it. And what are the odds on that one?
Minus 240.
240. Jeez.
Right now,
against
the
CJ
parlay
Vergara.
sits- Yeah, right now the parlay sits at plus 120.
I feel like this could be our highest one ever.
I'm probably
Because you
about
didn't
to.
pick him.
Yeah.
I'm about to take a giant chalk, but
You are?
Yep.
Burrito?
Nope. You know what? But I'm actually switching it up to keep us a little bit lower. I'm going to take an alternate round total here. DraftKings Sportsbook has all the odds up. I'm going to take Jordan Wright, Dusko Todorovic under 2.5 minus 525.
Wow.
Jordan Wright, hammer, nail. First round finishes galore with this guy. Same with Dusko. I like this fight to end pretty quickly.
Sick.
Thank you, Frank.
I
That
feel-
gets us to plus 162.
Wait, what is it now?
Plus 162.
Plus once. Is that with the boost?
No, we don't get a boost. It's just a fight night. We're back to boost next week.
Oh.
280.
Yes.
What
What would that have been with the boost? Can you do that math, or is that too
Yeah,
hard?
probably like 200. We've had a few like plus 250s.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
I have to say, you look at the odds for this UFC, there's not a lot of sure things. I'm kind of surprised no one took Brito.
Well, I think it's just because of how short notice everything is. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't get odds on it till last night.
What about Victor Henry against Assunção? I don't trust that one. Do you, New York Rick? I mean, Assunção's a wily veteran.
I think this is Henry's fight to lose for sure. Like no doubt they're at different inflection points in their career, but I don't think it's this is dog or pass for me. I like the line more on Assunção than I like it on Henry, but I don't love either, if I'm being completely honest.
So I haven't made the bet yet, but I have found out that Rafael Assunção fights out of Alpharetta, Georgia, the 30004.
That is true. Yeah.
Born
Wow.
and raised.
I feel like
That is
you
my
gotta.
hometown. I mean, I feel like I'm forced to bet Rafael.
Are you?
The merch will be
I
here by
haven't-
Friday.
I haven't laid it. Yeah, I might have to get some Ascension MMA, Alpharetta, Georgia Ascension MMA T-shirts in the house.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't done it yet. I think that line's just going to keep on moving up. I think people are just going to keep parlaying Victor Henry up. So I might check on it Saturday morning, see if I can get like a plus 350 on him.
And by the way, shout out to the YouTube chat that realized that I took my shoes off for a brief little breather there.
No
You
wonder
needed you needed
so
the
that's-
shoes off, but you still haven't gone to the bathroom. That's
I still haven't gone to the bathroom.
mind-blowing.
Now it makes sense why MJF came in and said it smelled so bad in there. Now it finally has been revealed. I get it.
I actually was thinking of that when Chatri was in. I was thinking, man, I said after the MJF interview that we should put the AC on when we have in-studio guests, and I was wondering if he was hot, but he was wearing a T-shirt, which was a bold move in mid-October in New York. I mean, nice day today. I think it's 22 Celsius, not bad, but still, I thought it was a bold move on his part.
Hot coffee too.
Hot coffee, huh? I like
there's
that.
hot coffee with him. Hey, speaking of the YouTube chat, one funny comment when you were talking about your kids going to the bathroom, they were like, "Oh, I guess they didn't inherit the
Trust
iron
me.
bladder you have."
It's weird. It kind of just shuts off between 1 to 5:30, but otherwise, I mean,
it's mind-blowing stuff. You know,
Thank you.
You and Scott Hansen in the same room here.
By the way, I see on Twitter all the wrestling fanboys very mad about my comments on AEW and my Tony Khan. They're very upset right now. They're quote tweeting. They're all capsing. Very upset. All of them are really mad. What should we do about this? At least, I mean, if you're gonna like quote tweet and all that stuff and use, clips from the show, could you at least like post a link to the show or something like that? Or at least like give us what can we do? HT, what should they do? They're very upset right now. Everyone's very upset. Listen, as they once said, the truth hurts, my friends. The truth hurts, okay? I'm sorry that you're unhappy with my feelings on what was a subpar interview. And by the way, maybe I'm the reason for the subpar interview. And I'm sorry that you feel like the product is maybe not up to snuff, or maybe you feel like the product is better than I'm saying. These are my opinions, okay? You can have your own opinions. And guess what? If you don't follow me already on social media, you don't get to have an opinion on my page because you don't care about what I think because you don't follow me already. So what do I care? And why should you care what I think about any of this? You shouldn't. But you can't watch that interview and say, A, that was entertaining, B, that was good, C, that was like a 4. Even Chachri was answering questions about if Tony Khan was sitting here and I was asking him about their financials, even though Chatri didn't really answer much on that, I mean, he danced around a few things here or there. He at least answered it. He didn't do the, I'm not going to answer that. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Is there not a difference? Do you agree? What do you guys think? If the guys are back, are they back? There's a difference, right? There's a difference between dancing around and just flat out not answering. Chatri was being asked way more sensitive stuff than I asked Tony Khan last week.
So I guess are you saying that one is more significant or valid than the other?
I appreciate at least this approach. At least you're giving me something here. You're giving me something to parse through as opposed to just, you'd rather just know rather than something that could be perceived as BS?
Like, I guess it's fundamental, right? It's like, is a no comment better than spin? You know, is saying nothing better than... I'd almost say, though, there's a difference between like a complete shutdown and a like, I'd rather not talk about that. You know what I mean?
Listen,
I don't even know.
If you want to say,
many shades.
If you want to say, I don't want to talk about financials. I don't want to talk about the business. I don't want to talk about suspensions. Fine. If you want to say, I don't want to talk about feelings, thoughts, things of that nature, whack.
I think that's fair.
That's an interview. Why are you agreeing to the interview? By the way, I forgot to mention this, so please clip this off as well. Jabronis, when you clip up all our shit, they reached out to me for this one. I said I'm not reaching out anymore. They reached out to me. Why are you reaching out? Because you have a 3-year anniversary show? Fair. And I think just like when... By the way, do you think I wanted to talk to Shawn Michaels for 30 minutes about NXT? No. I'd rather talk to him about the screw job and all that stuff. But when someone comes on, they pitch me to have him on. You got to play the game. You got to do the dance. You promote what they want you to promote, and then you squeeze in a couple others, right? And so that's what I was doing. I asked him about 3 years. But hey, there's a lot of big things happening in their world. And if you're not going to answer any of them, or at least not be willing to talk about any of them in any kind of way, any sort of connection, feeling to any of it, why do the pitch? I'll tell you why. Because he's used to doing interviews with fanboys who are like, well, boss, the product is so great. Like, it's like the same dudes that Dana does interviews with. That's what he wants. Well, you ain't going to get it here. And I think I do it in a very respectful way, like I did with Chatri right here.
Yeah. I think
I'm not trying to give myself the old pat on the back, but like there's
no, and I think what's at the heart of what you're kind of like touching upon or getting to is like, you have to anticipate that these questions are coming, right? And so to pretend like you didn't expect it, don't want to talk about it, have no
it was whack as
input
hell.
At all.
Also, he had an axe to grind. He had I don't know if you guys saw it. You probably don't. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But the people out there know. He had an axe to grind. He tried to get in some shots. He made me read the stupid tweets from the Barstool guys who were crying that their show got canceled. Like that has anything to do with anything. And who knows if even that's true. But if it is, welcome to the world of entertainment. I don't care, and I don't know, and I don't have anything to do with it. But he was like, oh, read the tweets. Go ahead and read the tweets. Like that was some big victory to have me read the tweets that Nick Khan was a snake. Oh my God, I read the tweet. Like it was all very childish and silly. And I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. Do you want me to lie? It was up there with my Sasha Banks, who's a WWE or former, or I don't know what she is. I've said that was my worst. This is up there.
You guys didn't
forward to
gel
watching it when I get home.
Yeah, I guess I'm just selling it really good right now.
Yeah, I'm
There's been a lot of shitty interviews over the years. They can't all be 5 stars. I'm sorry.
How long is this one?
This was like an hour and a half. The thing was, they told me I had 45 minutes. So I kept saying, okay, I'm going to wrap up. I know. And he kept saying, all right, he's going to give me more. So I was like, in my mind, all right, maybe more is going to come out. But it was just, I don't know. It wasn't.
I have a confession. I'm not as bad as Jisoo, who doesn't consume any of them. But I only listen. I don't watch.
You only listen?
I only listen to.
Did you listen to that one?
To the interviews. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you listen to every single one.
I honestly didn't come away thinking it was as tough as maybe you felt, but I definitely understand the frustration of.
He didn't give us a thing.
I get that 100%.
And by the way, there's like
100%.
There's like gargantuan things happening right now in that company, like gigantic. And by the way, 24 hours later, another thing happened, another fight in the locker room that obviously I didn't ask him about because it was 24 hours later. So what? We can't talk about any of this?
Well, to your point, if you don't want to talk about the biggest things possibly happening, then there's really not a point to it. I understand your frustration. I get it. But
Hey, I don't
I'll
even
be
know if
honest.
frustration is the word. Someone just asked me the question. I wasn't coming. I actually forgot about the interview. But if someone asks me, what do you think of the interview?
Yeah.
I kind of moved on from it. I never really talked about it. It was a pretty whack-ass interview.
Yeah, I didn't feel like, and there's interviews where sometimes you have to pull blood from a stone where it's like you can't get even like the tiniest bit of charisma. I didn't feel like that coming away from it, but I get, he was shutting down the important topics that you wanted to talk about. And I came away with that same impression. Certainly.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't think it's any indication on him as a person. I've never met him as far as like shook his hand. So I just want to say, like, I've given bad interviews too. So I hope no one's taking this personally. They probably will. I just didn't like the interview, The one thing I could say, in that 90 minute, whatever it was, conversation.
The one thing I could say to play devil's advocate would potentially be, because there's potential legal repercussions, to not be able to speak on it. Now, that doesn't counter your point about, okay, you can talk about the environment.
What were you thinking in that moment?
Talk about,
how did you feel?
You can 100%. But maybe fear of legal repercussions.
Do you have any interest in signing MJF? How do you feel when he talks about his contract situation? What did you think when you saw Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? Like, those aren't legal questions. I'm sorry, bud. Those aren't legal questions. And I see the supermarks out there being like, oh, didn't you interview freaking Triple H and not ask him about Vince McMahon? Didn't think that in that moment, I'm going to ask him about, what am I going to ask him about? The investigation into Vince McMahon? He has nothing to do with that. He's the guy that got the job as a result of Vince McMahon leaving. Asked him about the atmosphere, asked him about him leaving, asked him about the philosophy. So all y'all can suck it. The point is, everyone has a different role. This dude runs the company. By the way, if I talked to Vince McMahon, I would ask him those questions. But you want me to ask the guy who got the job as a result of Vince leaving? I don't think that's fair. You don't like that? And by the way, didn't get paid for the WWE voiceover thing. Didn't want to. That was all just out of the kindness of my heart. And by the way, I've appeared on AEW shows too. I did a thing with Moxley, and when Moxley went up against, who did he go up against? The beginning of the pandemic, I did like a prediction thing because I like Kevin Sullivan, who's a producer over there. So these people are just crazy, man. They're crazy. I feel like
you're getting a very warm introduction to back into the wrestling scene here.
Listen, if I want to go over there and run that game too and dominate that world, I could do it also. No problem. Trust me. I've listened to the wrestling podcasts out there. I text you about them every week. All right. If they want me to go over there, if this is their way of calling me over, I'd be happy to give you my brand of quote unquote journalism, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you can't beat that.
That's right. That's a fact. So it sounds like I'm going to set aside nice 3 hours this weekend. I'll do the Tony Khan interview, followed, a nice palate cleanser, followed by Wrestling with Shadows.
Oh, yeah. No, by the way, forget the Tony Khan interview.
No, kick my feet up 3 hours, popcorn, sodas.
Don't even put Wrestling with Shadows.
Nice little palate.
No, please.
Just more fuel for the fire here.
I'll watch a double speed. See, by the way, we better at double speed.
We left this show on Wednesday a couple weeks ago, went straight to Arthur Ashe. We were in attendance. We had 2 hours worth of AEW content a couple of weeks ago on the show. So you can say whatever you want. And by the way, we've dealt with all of this. Oh, you're in UFC, Mark. You hate the UFC.
It's almost like you can't win. It's almost like you can't win.
Like you can't. Well, it's just annoying because I literally just pulled up my tweet deck and it's like tweet after tweet of people quoting, not even a clip from the show, like not even something that you tweeted or. I mean, if you're gonna retweet someone who rips off clips, at least do a retweet of Jeddah. You know what I mean? At least do an approved ripper offer, who we like around these parts. But I don't know who these people are. Who are these people? What's going on here? What is all this nonsense? Anyway, how did I get on that tangent? You have some picks, GC, for us?
Yeah, I got a few picks.
And I still have to answer the rest of the questions. Golly.
5:45.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right, let's rip through them. Mike Jackson, Pete Rodriguez. I'm going to take the under 1.5 in this one. Mike Jackson, I just can't really rate him as a UFC fighter. Pete Rodriguez, he might not be UFC caliber as well. Went up against the buzzsaw and Jack Della Maddalena on a short notice debut, but he at least does have some fighting acumen. He has been in professional fights, and he has got a lot of first-round knockouts. 10 of his 11 wins are by first-round knockout across pro and amateur. So I like that fight to end early. Keep it rolling. The flyweight unders. You talked about it earlier in the show. I'm just going to keep riding this train until the wheels fall off. I'm not going to give you a ton of reasoning here, but because across 3 UFC fights, these guys have gone to all decisions, but they do have finishing capabilities. Vergara, before the 2 decisions, 6 straight finishes, and then Tatsuro Taira, 11 wins, 7 of them by first-round finish. One thing that is a little sketchy, though, does worry me a little bit. I had already placed this bet at plus 160, doing some research. CJ Vergara, Instagram.
Oh.
Go to his bio. Look at that last line there. Let's get a little zoom in on that.
Wow.
Bet the over while you can. A little nervous about this bet now, if I'm going to be honest with everyone here.
That is, how did you find that?
Got to do the research, man.
Honestly, you stumbled on that by yourself?
I usually go to everyone's Instagram page the week of the fights.
Bet the over while you can?
And I thought, so I actually saw it last week. Like I bet it as soon as the prop dropped, but then I was doing some further research and I saw it last week and I was like, oh, he's probably going to take this out. As of today, it's still in there. So Vergara thinks this one is going to go long. Or maybe he's just talking about something completely separate. I don't know, but definitely concerned for that bet now.
Don't be.
Wow, yeah. That is
Thanks,
weird.
Frank. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep it rolling.
That is quite the find.
Let's keep it rolling. Dusko Todorovic, Jordan Wright. I'm taking under 1.5. I took the under 2.5 in the Parlay Pals. I just don't see this one lasting long. I mean, these are 2 killer be killed fighters, especially Jordan Wright. Whether he's the hammer, he's the nail. He's been the nail of late. Jordan Wright, he has never been over 1.5 in his career, and 12 times he did not even go over a half round, not even 2.5 minutes passed in 12 of his pro fights. Dusko, he has been in decisions before, but 3 of his last 4 fights have ended in the first round. Overall, 12 of his 14 fights have not reached the 3rd round. So I like this one to probably end in the first round. I think this one is going to be short, and both these guys could be fighting for their UFC careers. So don't think it'll last long. Another under here. I'm on a lot of props this week. Not many straight bets for me.
I like it.
Manny Martinez, Brandon Davis. I have it. Fight does not go to distance. I'm not going to have as many numbers to back this up as the previous ones. It's just kind of the style that they fight, similar to the John Castaneda-Daniel Santos fight where I had doesn't go to distance a few weeks ago. Just the way that these guys come in, I don't think either are afraid to get into a brawl, especially Brandon Davis. And then Manny Martinez, man, he has got power for this division. I mean, if you go back and watch that Ronnie Lawrence fight, he got dominated the first 2 rounds, comes out in the 3rd round, drops Ronnie Lawrence twice, almost gets him in an arm bar. Like it looked like he was going to get the finish. I couldn't believe that he didn't. Had Lawrence seriously wobbled, so he doesn't quit. He's got the finishing capabilities. Davis coming off that knockout to the knockback roll. Don't know how the chin's going to be holding up against someone with power like Manny Martinez. I just think these guys are going to come in looking for a scrap, and I won't be surprised if someone gets finished. So I like the price at minus 110. Keep it rolling. It's another under. A lot of unders this week as well. If you haven't picked up on it, hopefully the Apex doesn't kill me not being in front of a crowd. But a lot of guys that just do not go to decisions on this card. Misha Serkinov has kind of fallen off of late, to say the least. But 10 of his 12 UFC fights have finished under 1.5. Only been to a decision against Krzysztof Jotko, who that's kind of his brand in the UFC fights. 16 of his 23 career fights have ended in the first round. 20 of the 23 did not go to a decision. And then Menefield, not as great as numbers, but 4 of his 8 UFC fights have gone under the 1.5. 9 first-round finishes across 15 fights. I mean, he's got power. I just see this one being a pretty chaotic fight. If Serkinov can't get it to the ground, I see Menefield finishing him early. If it does get to the ground, Serkinov might have the advantage, but I doubt this one is going to go long. So I like that there. And then the man who was on the show earlier, another flyweight.
Let's go.
Askar Askarov, Brandon Royval.
What is it?
Under
what is
2.5.
Oh,
it's under 2.5. I took the under. So this goes one of 2 ways. Askarov makes this fight boring. He kind of grinds on him over the course of the 15 minutes. Or Brandon Royval, one of the most exciting fighters, not just in the division, but in the entire UFC, makes this a chaotic fight, constantly looking for submissions, getting crazy scrambles and grapples, and someone ends up getting finished in the fight. I'm going to go with the latter. I'm going to keep riding this train till the wheels fall off, like I said. Askar Askarov, sure. All of his UFC fights have gone to a decision, but prior to that, 11 wins by finish, and then Brandon Royval. 5 of his 6 UFC fights have ended inside the distance, the only one being that Bontarine one. Even though it looked like there was a tap there, It looked like there was a tap, but it did not get called. So I think I'm going to take the plus money here. I'm going to hope that Brandon Royval can make it chaotic and get a finish here. And then last but not least for the singles, I wanted some action on the main event, so I'm taking Alexa Grasso by a decision. I just think if you look at this, two tough girls. I mean, go back and watch the Araujo-Andrea Lee fight. She gets dropped within the first minute, comes all the way back, ends up winning the fight. Alexa Grasso does not get finished off, and the only one who's finished her is Tatiana Suarez, who's obviously, a phenom. It's not easy to get either of these girls out. So I think across the 25 minutes, both of them will last. And then I just think Alexa Grasso is the better boxer. Viviane Araujo gets hit. 5 of her last 6 UFC fights, she has been outstruck. And I think Alexa Grasso is going to do the same here and win a fairly close decision, because I do worry about the takedowns from Araujo, but I think Alexa Grasso gets it done. And I will say it's by a close decision. So I took the plus money at plus 120. And then
I should have taken that. Damn it.
The decision or Grasso period?
Grasso decision.
And then 3 quick parlays, all prop parlays. I mean, I'm just heavy on the props this week. I guess I'm just not getting too crazy before 280. The over 1.5 in the main event, over 1.5 in Maximov Malkoun. 6 UFC fights for Maximov Malkoun, not counting their 2 early finishes. They've attempted a combined 90 takedowns. So I can imagine someone's going to shoot for a takedown there. I think there's going to be a lot of wrestling, and that one goes long. A fight doesn't go to a decision. Added in Wilder and Helenius. I think that one ends early, and it's probably going to be a Deontay Wilder knockout. Yeah. And then lastly, just for the hell of it, just in case if we keep the train rolling, I took a flyweight under parlay.
There it is. Askarov, Royval. All right.
Those are the picks. UFC Apex. 60.
And of course, check out
No Bets Barred.
Up.
Up.
We've been on so long, it's got to be up.
It's got to be up. It's got to be up.